Northwest resistance, as it's known in Indigenous circles, was a resistance against the expansion of the Canadian state in 1885. It happened 15 years after the Riel resistance of 1869 in Winnipeg. I'm Métis Cree, Road Allowance Métis from northern Saskatchewan on my mom's side, and her people were the rebels that fought against Canada. My great-grandmother Marianne Ledoux, she was cooking for Riel when the fighting broke out. There's stories that have been passed down through my family of her being fired upon with a Gatling gun by Canadian forces. I have my great-grandfather St. Pierre Arcand, who was a child soldier for the Métis, who was supplying rifle pits to different Métis fighters as they fought against Canada. So it was a real family affair. We became more and more dispossessed, and we were pushed further and further to the margins of society, and we weren't allowed to grieve our losses, and that created something called intergenerational trauma within Métis and Cree society out west, and it expresses itself currently in a lot of really social maladies like addiction, homelessness, mental health challenges, things like that.
I feel myself deteriorating each year, and I don't know how long I can keep fighting this fight with the Mercury Justice for Grassy Narrows.
This is a solidarity protest for Grassy Narrows because they've had tons and tons of mercury dumped into their water for years and years and years.
Pollution has to stop, and we need to think about the future, the children.
We have taken significant measures concretely to build solutions and partnerships with Indigenous communities, but we know that it's not just about immediate band-aids and immediate quick fixes. There is a relationship that needs to be renewed and rebuilt.
The person sitting at home with their newspaper and drinking their coffee, and they hear Trudeau saying reconciliation, and that person at the mainstream Canadian society feels good. Yeah, we are reconciling with the First Nations. I think a lot of times it's just a word for them, and in reality there is no reconciliation.
It's going to be a really difficult road for people to educate and understand and make amendments for the past, and we've got a lot of work to do together. You know, it's Indigenous people have to work towards it as well as settler society. We have to come together and work towards a better future. So in that regard, it's a challenge, you know, and I don't see it as a problem. And if you look at it that way, it kind of is hopeful. And for the first time in 150 years, there's movement, and it's positive movement, so that makes me hopeful.